The new migration package adopted by the European Parliament is stirring up a lot of emotion. Back in January, we had these announcements from the Prime Minister.
Polska nie przyjmie
Poland will not accept illegal migrants under any such mechanism.
żadnego takiego mechanizmu.
It was on the 10th of April that the European Parliament passed legislation that reforms the European migration and asylum policy. MEPs elected from the Civic Coalition lists voted in favour of the Migrant Pact coming into force from 2026. Recall that in 2017, as head of the European Council at the time, Donald Tusk criticised the migration policy of law and justice and accused the then government of breaking out of European solidarity.
Rząd polski
The Polish government will be determined, actually as one of two or three in Europe, not to participate in this solidarity, sharing of responsibilities on the refugee issue. This will inevitably involve certain consequences. These are the rules in Europe, he said.
z pewnymi konsekwencjami. Takie są zasady.
A change of mind or a political game before the EU parliamentary elections. Civic Platform candidate for Elbląg Mayor, Michał Nisan, when asked about accepting migrants, makes things clear.
Polityka migracyjna to
Migration policy is a state policy. I will remind you that when the war broke out in Ukraine, all Ukrainians who applied to Elbląg, we provided assistance to all of them. And so it will be in this case. If there are people who need help, then, being president, my empathy will not allow me not to help them. Many Poles, however, fear a large wave of illegal migrants.
I to było pytanie w ogóle, które...
It was a question that was asked to me by a resident of Elbląg with a request that I answer, and I said clearly and explicitly that I do not agree that Poland should accept illegal migrants, that Polish society and Elbląg families should pay for the bad decisions of the German policy of Herzlich Willkommen implemented by Angela Merkel.
Koszty związane z złymi decyzjami.
However, not everyone is bothered by Angela Merkel's open migration policy. Already 8 years ago, we heard similar declarations of readiness from the mouths of Civic Platform politicians.
Jako kraj jesteśmy przygotowani.
As a country, we are prepared for any number of refugees. The point is that the distribution of refugees in Europe should be fair.
Chodzi o to, żeby...
So, who should Poles believe? Experts warn against deliberate wordplay by politicians. This is rhetoric to serve the next election campaigns. They want to reassure Poles and calm their fears. But I think we will find more truth in the statements of Civic Platform politicians from the local level who announce the admission of immigrants. We also have such a play on words all the time because Civic Platform speaks out against illegal migration. But it should be remembered that these EU procedures, migration legalizes, and therefore an illegal migrant becomes legal. According to a report by the European Policy Research Centre, 81% of Poles oppose the idea of a migration pact. Experts estimate that Poles' attitudes on the separation of migrants and optional solidarity, as it is now called, are influenced by, among other things, images from France and Germany. It should also be remembered that the migration pact stipulates penalties, €20,000 for each migrant not accepted. Natalia Rzeczniczak, Telewizja Republika.